Hello, hello. I don't know why I feel like it's weird, like I'm coming at an angle. I don't understand what's up with this, but I just won't worry about it right now. And I just heard a little pretty sound, but I'm not sure exactly what that was. It means somebody did something. It almost sounds like the sound for Patreon. Ooh, did someone just become a Patreon? Let me see. This Streamlabs is so ridiculous because, let me see. Okay. A few seconds ago. Oh. My brother just followed me. Hi, brother, if you're watching. So tonight, we have an absolutely horrific, and I mean horrific case out of California. And it is horrific. And it is a mother who stabbed her significant other. I think he was with her. I don't know if they didn't say in the article if he was the father. Hi, Sandra and everybody. If he was the father of a 9-year-old, not a 9-month-old or an 8-month-old, but there was a 9-year-old in the car. Okay, the mother had already stabbed, hi Dina, the father to death. Then she took off in her car, and before she crashed herself head on into a tree, she threw her children out of the car. The 8-month-old was hit by 2 cars. Okay? Killed. The 9-year-old managed to make it to the side of the road. Do you even understand, like, what that 9-year-old, for, like, it's just horrific, isn't it, that someone could come into this world and then by 9 years old be so scarred and have an experience that is so horrific, their entire life from that moment on will revolve around that. Okay? Her mother then died in the impact with the tree, okay? So her mother's gone. If that man that she murdered was her father, then that 9-year-old's father's gone. The little sister, if I believe it was a girl, is gone. And the 9-year-old is left. I don't even understand how people think that this is how you solve problems, or think about those people that hit that baby. The innocent people traveling along, that somebody throws a baby out of the car, and now forevermore they have that on their mind, right? That, what? Someone threw the baby out, and hit a baby that someone threw out, unintentionally killing this baby that nobody's expecting to be thrown into a roadway. That's horrific. What the heck is going on? I don't know, guys. I'll give you more details on that, but that's just crazy. And then you've got this Las Vegas lawyer. This Las Vegas lawyer, 77 years old, kills his ex-daughter-in-law and her husband over a custody battle over his grandson, and then he kills himself. I don't even understand. I don't get what the heck is happening here. So then we're going to do the, I want you to know that I'm going to be broadcasting the Chad Daybell Opening Statements in Chad Daybell's trial for the murders of Tammy Daybell, his first wife, for the murders of J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, Lori Vallow's children that were found buried on his property back in June of 2020. That's going to start tomorrow with opening statements, and we are going to be broadcasting it here on this channel. So if you'd like a nice chat to talk about it, where you're not going to have a whole bunch of trolls, because we simply don't allow that. A lot of times in the, I think it was ever since Johnny Depp, when you had people that probably had never ever watched a trial before, had watched a trial with Johnny Depp, and then kind of wanted to stay in that. If you go to some of the like larger channels that do nothing but the trials all the time, you have so many trolls in there that just drive people absolutely insane, and for some reason their moderators don't take them out. They just leave them in there usually, and it's very, very annoying. Anyway, hi Liz, hi Margot, hi It's Bank, hello Dina, Christina. I'm not even in live chat or anything. Okay, so let me see here. Let me get to my real live chat. Oops, there. Oh, hi, It's Bing. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the man behind the camera. So anyway, and then my other thing is that they found Dylan Rounds. Was it Dylan? Do I think Dylan Rounds' remains? And Kevin reminded me that his mother was the mother that had come over. I think, did she come over from Ireland when they were looking for her son? Now I remember that. And he was working on a farm in Tennessee. Now I know people thought they found Sebastian Rogers, or they were saying Sebastian Rogers once they said that remains were found. And the whole Sebastian Rogers case, there is a lot. Those parents are causing a lot of issues. They're saying, like, people are talking about coughing that they did during interviews, that kind of told each other, like, hey, wait, you're telling too much. The mother's saying that she woke him up for school, but he wasn't there. A lot of weird stuff, and how, like, they're showing pictures of him from 3 years earlier or something. So yeah, you got all that. And then the Crumbley parents were sentenced today. Jennifer and Jason Crumbley, we both know that was a precedent-setting case, okay? They were held responsible for their son, Ethan Crumbley, shooting up that school in Michigan and killing the four people, wounding others. And, you know, the parents, they said, should have known. Father bought the gun for the kid, didn't keep it secure. The cable lock was still in the package. So we have that we're going to go over. But let's get down to it. And then please don't forget tomorrow, like I said, we are going to be broadcasting Chad Daybell. All right, let me get this up here. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a good Tuesday. It was beautiful. I had a very nice walk. But this is the carnage in California. I don't know if you heard about this, Binky, but this is the aftermath of what this mother did out there. So there's more details that have been released. It's been being called a horrific domestic violence deaths that occurred Monday in Los Angeles. So the mother was 34-year-old Danielle Cherakaya Johnson, and she drove to Redondo Beach, and she slammed her SUV into a tree at a very high rate of speed, which killed herself. Before she did any of this, she stabbed to death Jalen Cheney, her boyfriend, who was 29 years old, in their apartment in Woodland Hills. And then the 9-year-old and the little 8-month-old, who they at first thought was, I think, 4 or 5 months old, had been thrown from the car, the 8-month-old. And the 8-month-old was found dead on the 405 freeway. The 9-year-old made it to the shoulder. The baby girl was struck by at least one vehicle on the freeway. It could be 2. And the 9-year-old was taken to the hospital for treatment. LAPD Lieutenant Guy Golan said, and I quote, "We really don't know why this incident escalated to such violence." Golan said there were no calls to the apartment and the couple had lived there for more than a year. And I quote him saying again, "Looking at the history between the victim and the suspect, they had been dating for a few years, but there's no prior incidents of domestic violence that was ever reported between the two." The 9-year-old is in the custody of Child Protective Services. And Cheney's family is devastated by the news, while Johnson's family said they had been estranged from her for some time. Police say that Johnson was in the process of divorcing the 9-year-old's father, but they didn't say if Cheney was also the father of the baby that was killed. Absolutely horrific. Absolutely horrific. What? I don't even. The mother shoved them out of her SUV. The 8-month-old was in her older sister's arms. See, this is even more horrific, if it could be, right? Imagine that 9-year-old. She's freaking out. The 8-month-old is in her arms when the mother shoves them out of the SUV. So that's more stuff that 9-year-old is going to carry for the rest of her life, right? More. And you know exactly what I mean about that. And it brings me to a case that was around here where a mother did this, buckled everybody into her seats and had, I believe it was 10-year-old in the front seat, and then like 3 babies in the back, like toddlers, babies, and drove her car into like a canal or something, and it started to sink, and that poor 10-year-old tried to rescue those kids in the back seat. Couldn't do it, and you know, he came to the surface and was rescued, but I just remember thinking back then, like, what in the world is that poor kid going to go through? Not only did he lose his mother and all of his siblings there, but then to have this terrible, like, survivor's guilt and not being able to save them. I mean, I just don't understand what the heck people are thinking. You just really want to just, I don't know. And then we wonder why, you know, people are just struggling so much with all of this. Like 9 years old when you should be happy and carefree and playing and not having this. That 9-year-old now has, it's horrific. I don't get it. I don't understand what the heck is wrong with people. Okay, so then let's talk about this lawyer in Las Vegas. This Las Vegas lawyer who, again, Las Vegas lawyer, right? And he looks like a very, if I show you the guy's picture, you'd be like, hey, it looks like, you know, looks like a guy. It looks, wow, it looks good for 77 and all that stuff. And I think that, you know, he actually looks like somebody I don't know, I know. But you think that he'd have a little bit better grip on not solving a custody dispute by killing your ex-daughter-in-law and her husband, right? But a Las Vegas attorney shot and killed his ex-daughter-in-law and her husband, Ashley and Dennis Prince, at Dennis Prince's law firm. Okay, now let me make sure that this may be I bet you this is a picture of Dennis. I believe it is. Let me just check that off. So I want to get a picture of this other guy. Let's see here. Dennis Prince, Las Vegas. Let's see. Prominent Las Vegas attorney, his wife gunned down by a fellow attorney who had terminal cancer. Okay, so this is Dennis Prince that we're seeing, and he looks like a very well put together guy. Where I wanted to get a picture of this other attorney who gunned him down. Now, Dennis Prince was pictured on My Vegas. He was very prominent attorney in Las Vegas, and he was gunned down along with his wife by another Vegas attorney who had terminal cancer. So I guess now, let's just try to even think this one.
eBay authenticity guarantee. It's checkmate.
Get out of here. Joe Houston II, 77 years old. He shot himself after he gunned down Ashley and Dennis Prince at Dennis Prince's law firm. The shooter was representing his son, Dylan Houston, in a custody case with his ex-wife, Ashley Prince. So I guess he's thinking, that he was dying. He's going to go do something for his son, and he's going to take out his son's ex-wife, her new husband, this prominent attorney, and then his son will get custody of the kids, right? Dylan Houston filed for divorce from Ashley Prince in 2021, and the Princes recently had a child, and they both had children from previous marriages. So they together had a baby, and they had children from previous marriages. A spokesperson for Prince's law firm asked for privacy for the family involved. Friends, including Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford, who was a former law partner of Prince's, was shocked, and I quote, he said, "Dennis Prince was not only a brilliant attorney, but he was my former law partner and my friend. I can't believe he's gone. I'm extremely saddened by his and Ashley's death, and my heart goes out to their families, especially their children." Houston's family issued a statement saying they were in a state of profound shock and sadness that Houston had gunned down a prominent attorney and his wife. Wow. And they said, and I quote, "We ask for prayers and privacy as we try to navigate the coming days. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is still conducting their investigation, and as that continues, speculation about details of the incident only serves to add trauma to our already grieving and overwhelmed families. We have full faith in Metro's efforts and will leave all future comment to them as their investigation unfolds." Joe Houston had been a member of the Nevada Bar since 1974, but he was publicly reprimanded recently for violating their professional rules of conduct. In that case, he charged a man a $5,000 retainer and $400 an hour to represent him in a divorce, but the couple later decided to reconcile. When the man asked for an accounting of the time billed and the remainder of the retainer, Houston told him he would not give him a refund. He later provided a $1,300 refund, but the bar said that he didn't do that until the bar sent a letter of investigation. His ethical breach caused potential injury to the client, and they also fined him $1,500 for that. So I don't know how many kids, let me see here. This was a deposition. They were shot during a deposition in a custody case for his son, Joe Houston's son. Wow, that is just terrible. And this is the man that Dennis Prince. Let me just see if we can get any more. Dennis Prince, let's see. Here we go. Here's something else. Mother was concerned about safety before Las Vegas office shooting, the documents reveal. So it says that here's the couple who lost their lives because people problem solve with murder these days. You know, it's totally what it is, right? Problem solving with murder. Get me. I don't know. What is wrong with people? I just don't know. It's like, gotta be just, it's outrageous. I mean, people say, well, are we just hearing about it more? Is that what it is? No, I think things are absolutely just crazy. But this was the couple. Gunned down by her ex-father-in-law. Just outrageous. Outrageous. Let me go back to where I had. Go. So they were killed inside the offices of Prince Law Group in Summerlin. One of his former partners described him as one of the best trial lawyers in the state, saying it's a real loss to the community, it's awful, it's a loss to our profession. This is every family's nightmare, something like this happening. I'm still trying to put my arms around the fact that this actually happened. It's just crazy. The couple were present for a deposition in a custody case that involved Ashley Prince and her ex-husband, Dylan Houston. And this happened 10 a.m. Monday. Let's see. Houston and the Princes were present for a deposition Monday in a custody case. Ashley and Dylan Houston have 2 young children together, and records show that Dylan filed for divorce in 2021. Dennis was representing his wife in the case. Clark County Sheriff Kevin McMahill said the shooting occurred around 10 a.m. on the 5th floor of the office. As bullets flew, hundreds of other occupants sheltered in place. Officials later passed through the building and safely evacuated them. So let's see here. So there's two children, and at least there's more because he had children and then they had a child together. My goodness. Now, I know I read that the Joe Houston, who killed them, had, they said, terminal cancer, so. Okay, so let me see here. Yeah, he was dying of prostate cancer. Yeah, unbelievable. Wow. Just crazy. Crazy. Okay, now let's get the Crumbleys on here. Jennifer and James Crumbley. You know that Jennifer had tried to put forth a deal where she could stay at a guest house on her attorney's property instead of going to prison, but that wasn't what she received. So let me put James up here first here. He addressed the court, opening his statement by apologizing to the victims, something he had not been able to do yet. And I quote him saying, "I want to say I can't imagine the pain and agony for the families that have lost their children and what they are experiencing and what they are going through. As a parent, our biggest fear is losing our child or our children, and to lose a child is unimaginable. My heart is really broken for everybody involved," he said. "I really want the families of Madison Baldwin, Hannah St. Juliana, Tate Meyer, and Justin Schilling to know how truly sorry I am and how devastated I was when I heard what happened to them." He added that he wasn't aware that his son was planning a school shooting, and he asked the judge, Cheryl Matthews, to sentence him in a fair way. And while the prosecutor, Karen McDonald from Oakland County, urged Judge Cheryl Matthews to exceed the sentencing guidelines for James and Jennifer Crumbley, and she asked the judge to consider the devastating impact of the couple's gross negligence, which she said was foreseeable. And I quote her saying, "I want to be clear. Remorse does not sound like, I feel really bad. I'm sure they do. I don't dispute that they feel bad. I don't dispute that they have grief. And that's not the kind of remorse and accountability these victims are looking for." When fashioning a sentence, it is absolutely critical that you listen and consider the impact of what that gross negligence caused. So we're asking you to exceed the guidelines because I believe all of the factors pursuant to the case law, with the necessary consideration of the impact of these crimes, justifies you to do. We're asking you, the people are asking you, to consider the devastating impact of their gross negligence that was foreseeable. And then with Jennifer, she made a statement to the court, and I quote, "I sit here today to express my deepest sorrows for the families of Hannah, Tate, Madison, Justin, and to all those affected on November 30th, 2021. She said that a previous statement that was made on the stand was by her was completely misunderstood. Now, she said on that stand during her trial in February that I've asked myself if I would have done anything differently, and I wouldn't have. She said that she did not foresee the actions of her son and therefore would not have done anything differently, and that is how she interpreted the question. She added that if she knew her son was capable of the crimes committed, the answer would have absolutely been different. And she said, I will be in my own internal prison for the rest of my life. Then the victims' families had a chance to speak. And Steve St. Juliana, the father of Hannah St. Juliana, gave his victim's impact statement. And he said, they chose to stay quiet. They chose to ignore the warning signs. And now, as we've heard, through all of the objections, they continue to choose to blame everyone but themselves, he said. He said that his daughter's death destroyed a large portion of my very soul. And I quote him saying, I will never think back fondly on her high school and college graduations. I will never walk her down the aisle as she begins the journey of starting her own family. I am forever denied the chance to hold her or her future children in my arms. He said that his position on the Crumleys' sentencing evolved throughout the trial as the defendants' defiance increased. Hannah, Madison, Tate, and Justin are the ones who have lost everything, not the defendants. He said before requesting the parents receive the maximum possible sentence. And then Buck Meyer, who is the father of Tate Meyer, gave an impact statement. Raina St. Juliana, sister of Hannah, spoke as well. She said she was only 14. She is Hannah, who was only 14 when she was killed. Let's put this here. Grab this. This is Hannah's sister, Raina. Raina said, and I quote, our 10-year-old little brother had to learn how to write a eulogy for his sister before he even learned how to write essays. She said, I met up with Hannah and a friend during school that day. When we split ways to go back to class, I just looked back and smiled. I didn't wave goodbye. I never got to say goodbye. I never got to remind her that I love her, that she's my everything, the person I want to walk through life with side by side. Raina said the maximum sentence, being 15 years, is too short. Hannah didn't even have 15 years to live. Craig Schilling, father of Justin Schilling, read his victim's impact statement. He is the father of 17-year-old Justin. He wore a hoodie that featured his son's picture on it, with the words, "Fly high, our hero." After more than 2 years since the deadly shooting, Craig Schilling said that the wounds caused by that day still feel fresh. And I quote, he said, I just can't get over the fact that this tragedy was completely avoidable. There were obvious signs that were completely overlooked, and the bulk of the responsibility to address those signs lie on the parent, and they failed. Across the board, failed. And then Jill, the mother of Justin, also spoke. And she said, and I quote, this tragedy was completely preventable. If only they had done something, Your Honor, anything to shift the course of events of November 30th, 2021, then our 4 angels would be here today. She said Justin Schilling was the least deserving of his fate, and that he spent his final moments protecting another student. She shared a heartfelt message her son wrote to her on a birthday. And she said, and I quote, "It is devastating and heartbreaking that it doesn't appear that either of you cherished or even wanted your son. But I wholeheartedly wanted and cherished mine. You have failed your son, and you have failed us all." Next, Nicole Beausoleil, the mother of Madison Baldwin, said, and I quote, "Madison, she was a kind soul. She always had a smile on her face. She lit up the room when she walked in. Her laugh I could listen to all day. It was infectious." She questioned Jennifer Crumbley's statement in the court that she would not do anything different. She drew comparisons between Crumbley's actions and her own, and said, "While you were purchasing a gun for your son and leaving it unlocked, I was helping her finish her college essays. When you knew the gun was missing, you called the police, knowing it was your son that took it. I was having family call every hospital describing what she looked like. While you were hiding, I was planning her funeral." She told the court that there was one fundamental difference she wished she could have made. "The one thing I would have wanted to be different was to take that bullet that day so she could have continued to live the life she deserved." Okay, and then attorneys for James and Jennifer Crumbley asked the judge to lift a no-contact provision between family. So they asked the judge to lift that between the three Crumbleys, James, Jennifer, and their son Ethan. There's already a no-contact order between Ethan Crumbley and his parents. Despite even having felonies on their records, they have a constitutional right to be a family, said Shannon Smith, Jennifer's attorney. That's the one she wanted to do her time with at her guest house. The assistant prosecuting attorney, Mark Keyes, asked the court to hold this in advance so prosecutors can respond. Judge Cheryl Matthews gave the prosecution until next Tuesday to respond regarding the no contact order, and then she gave the defense until April 23rd to respond. Matthews mentioned that if James and Ethan Crumbley are both in prison, the Michigan Department of Corrections will categorize them in a way so they won't be housed in the same facility. Co-defendants normally are not housed together. And let's go to the sentencing here. So the attorneys for Jennifer and James asked for fewer than 5 years in prison ahead of today's sentencing. In recently filed court documents, the prosecutors are asking a judge to sentence the parents of the school shooter, Ethan Crumbley, to at least 10 years in prison, alleging they had both showed a chilling lack of remorse. Of course, this is prior to today, and that was after they were convicted for involuntary manslaughter. In two separate sentencing memorandums that were dated on April 3rd, Oakland County prosecutors asked the judge to sentence each parent to 10 to 15 years in state prison. And they were sentenced to 10 to 15 years in prison. They're the first parents to be held criminally responsible for a mass school shooting committed by their child. So 10 to 15 years. And trying to get to what the judge said to them. Before imposing sentencing, Oakland County Circuit Court Judge Cheryl Matthews told the families of the victims that she could never understand their pain, but assured them that she saw what you saw, and I heard what you heard at both trials. The convictions, she said, were not about poor parenting. And I quote, she said, "These convictions confirm repeated acts or lack of acts that could have halted an oncoming runaway train, about repeatedly ignoring things that make a reasonable person feel the hair on the back of their neck stand up." Opportunity knocked over and over again, louder and louder, and was ignored. No one answered. And these two people should have, and sure didn't. The judge said that James Crumbley provided unfettered access to a gun or guns, as well as ammunition in their home, while Jennifer glorified the use and possession of these weapons. Let's see if there's anyone else I wanted to say. So, and then let us remember the 4 lives that were cut short. From the top left clockwise, Hannah St. Juliana. Then you have Justin Schilling, Madison Baldwin, and Tate Meyer. Now, in pre-sentence investigation reports that were included in the prosecution's sentencing memos, the parents continued to defend their actions. James Crumbley wrote, "I am wrongly accused and now wrongly convicted of involuntary manslaughter. My actions were that of any other parent." He also said he had no knowledge of what his son was going to do or presented with any warning, or that his son presented with any warning signs. And he defended his gun safety efforts and said he followed the law and took gun safety to the point as needed. Jennifer sought to clarify her testimony, saying she would not have done anything differently. "With the information I have now, of course my answer would be hugely different. There are so many things that I would change if I could go back in time. I never imagined he would hurt other people in the way that he did." Okay. And I think we have basically covered all that we said we were going to cover today in the thumbnail. Oh my goodness. Hey, Snow Remover, thank you for being a Rambler VIP, a member for 50 months. Hello, everyone. What a world of crazy cases. Absolutely. Yeah, just terrific, right? Absolutely horrific. And let's see who else is here. Auntie Millions, how are you? Sandra M, hi. Sherry, hello there. Liz Tops, Kevin, Christine F. Let's see. So tomorrow we are going to be broadcasting at 10:30, because according to the email that I received from the Idaho court, 8:30 Mountain Time is when the opening statements for Chad Daybell are going to begin. So we are going to begin at when I say 10:30, my mind is going 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, and broadcast the opening statements, and then whatever else occurs in court that day when they go into their first witnesses and whatever, we will be covering that. And you can chat in the live chat with us, and we'll see. We've been covering that case for a long time and see what's going on. Probably 8:30 for you, Snow Remover. Okay. Anything else that... Let me see, I did Crumbley, yeah. Anything else that anybody wanted to discuss, feel free. But Daybell should be interesting, where those opening statements from his attorney are going to start, because what are they going to say? He had no idea that the children were buried in his pet cemetery. And those of you that haven't followed the Daybell case, I don't know how many haven't. Chad Daybell was married to Tammy Daybell, and he was one of the preppers. You've probably heard of the Doomsday Cult. It was, the world was supposed to be ending. When was the world ending? In July, I know it was. Was it July of 2020? When was it ending? Whatever it was, Lori Vallow, who had been through 4 husbands, took a liking to Chad and his writings, right? And he told about people's numbers, and if you were, had dark energy or light energy, and what your number was. And apparently, allegedly, according to Chad and Lori, if you got to a number that was like a point in no return, then you turned into a zombie, right? Isn't it a zombie that you turned into, and there was no help for you? So in order to release the person to the next realm, you can kill that person, and it's not really like you're killing that person, you're releasing them, you're helping them to get to the next realm. And Chad was telling Lori all about everybody's numbers. Right? So we know that her brother was involved, who is no longer alive, right? Alex, she was involved, Chad, and then Chad's first wife, Tammy, relatively young, okay, relatively good shape, just dies during the night. They thought it was natural causes, and then they exhumed her body, right? So now they've got conspiracy to commit murder, and he's got the death penalty on the table. Lori had it as well, but then they took it away. Lori's been convicted of this. Where does he think he's going with this? He thinks he's going to escape this? He's not going to. Not at all. So that's what we have there. And I don't know. I know it's already 1:30. And we're going to be back at it early in the day. So I think if you're brand new to the channel, we do something at the end. We play the Word Cookies daily word game in order to unwind, because we talk about a lot of really heavy stuff here. And this is just something to unwind and get our minds, thinking about something else other than a lot of the horrific stuff that we cover here. But tomorrow we are also going to be having a sale. It's another thing we do on this channel. If you're brand new, we give back to the community. We allow our community members to come up and sell items. They have a lot of things that they sell, new, vintage, all kinds of stuff, and earn money. And we have a lot of great things in store for you tomorrow. So, and I think it's going to rain like crazy tomorrow. I'm not saying, we had a glorious day today. It was so nice to walk and everything, and I think my anemia is to the point that I can ride my bike again. So I am really happy about that. And I'm working on that appointment that I told you about that I had to reschedule. I'm hoping that should have a resolution tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to do the daily. It's already April 10th. This is my parents' anniversary in heaven. So happy anniversary to my parents. And April 10th. It's also the day they told me that was Ethan's due date the first time. Okay, so let's see. I feel like I did this one but I didn't. I do. So, okay, and Ruffin? Would you say Ruffin? Oh, Ruffin. No. Unfar. In Oh, there we go. There's air. Okay, fur. And then what is fun? Didn't we do fun? We didn't do fun. Okay, so ran and run. Why didn't we do run? Rin and tin. No. Let's see. Unfair. That's unfair, right? Okay, hold on. My cursor is going all over the place. Hold on, hold on. Unfair. That's unfair. Right, and then we have reading is fundamental. I think I tried that. It didn't work. We did the riff-raff with the two. Funfair? Funfair. Beautiful. And what about fair? Right. And ruffan. She said R-U-F-F-A-N. Ruffan. No. Nope. Sassy, hello. Let's play trivia. Well, do you have your trivia? Earn. We have to do our daily here. Fair. What is this? You officially retired today? Yay! I thought you retired already, right? And then you went back or something? Didn't you already were you unofficially retired? Congratulations. Ding, 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 ding. Really, congratulations. Okay, you keep telling me this word and I keep doing it and then it doesn't work. R-U-F-F-A-N. No. Ruffian. Okay, I think I tried that one as well. R-U-F-F-I-A-N. Now that one is working. Okay. Hey, rough. Oh, no, that's not rough. I'm just saying rough. Hey, rough should be here because it's rough. Yes, I tried before. They kept calling you back, right? Every time you went out, they pulled you back in. Absolutely. They pulled you right back in. What about Rafi? Rain. Right as rain, Margot. Beautiful. We collected 5 cookies today. Isn't that a special day? Okay. Let's see if we can get this one. Find. Well, what is this one, guys? What is this one? Roddy. Remember Roddy from The Price is Right? Roddy. Getting these head rushes today. I don't know why. They're driving me absolutely out of my mind. I haven't had those for a while. And I've been getting them like crazy today. Oh, early for you? Yeah, I'm going to be going to bed too. I just would like to finish these 2 words, but if we can't get it, I think I'm just going to retire as well. I have to, okay. You can't see these. See this, you can't see these really nicely. They have lights there, like around them. You can't see them very nicely. Like that. Can't really see them. But I got this, 3 of these. And where's my thing? Oh. I got this Aurora Borealis. It's a speaker and it shines on the ceiling, and I got this for when we go away to the beach house or the room that we're in, and it does has a remote control, and they're multi-function, so you can put them on for 30 or 60 minutes. You could leave them on, or you could do them, I think they move with a speaker if you want. I don't know, we'll see what that's like. So anyway, let me see, and I've got my boxes behind me to go through of stuff that came today. It's been so busy since we went away, and I was on the phone most of the day doing, trying to get that scheduling of those mammograms and stuff like that. So anyway, you're watching the River Trial 2. That's another crazy case. Yeah, well, we will be 10:30 here. Be near. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I love you. Prayers. God bless. Thank you for coming in. I know it was last minute, and appreciate it. And we will see you very soon. Thank you so much. Okay, bye now. Let me see. I'm in the wrong thing to end it. Hang on. Where the heck? Come on. Don't do this to me, Jan. I think I'm in the wrong thing. Oh, bear with me for a second here. Here we go. All right, everybody. Good night. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.